This feels like I'm recording a breakup. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then please don't forget to check out my other videos and subscribe to my channel. Today we're gonna talk about something that is very personal and close to me, and also this is going to be the first episode of a series that I'm going to be starting from now today. The series is called Let's Get Real. Okay, so here I'm just going to be talking about various incidents and situations in life that I have seen, that I've been through, and I don't particularly have a solution for it, but I've often seen that knowing that someone else out there has also been through the same thing, sometimes it can be really therapeutic and nice. It just feels nice to know that you're not alone in this thing. Such a thing has happened to someone else. So that's what the concept is, and I'm going to be talking about different situations and different topics and different things just that I have experienced in life, which are going to be 100% real and just basically just my experiences of life. So that's the concept of this whole series, and this is the first episode of that. This is toxic friendships. Now, toxic people are everywhere in our life. It's not just specific to friends. We have toxic family members, toxic workplace members, everything. But the thing with, see, family, you don't choose your family. You get your family, it's like a natural thing. You can't choose your family. But I feel friends are that family, that surrounding, that atmosphere that we personally go and choose. Friends are those people we choose for ourselves, who we choose that, yeah, I would like to hang out with these people, spend time, talk, share, all of that. But when you have toxic friends, doing all this can become such a huge task, and I'm just going to talk about that experience. So also, before I start about this topic, I have not really written down anything for this because I really wanted it to be very raw and just straight from the heart. So I have not really written down anything or not like scripted it. I do have a few points in mind that I do want to speak about, but in case this video feels very haphazard, then please do excuse me, because just trying something new. Okay, so I think till class 8, 9 I didn't really have any friends. Okay, I just did not have any friends. So kind of in 8, 9 I started making friends for the first time. I started talking to people, started sharing my things, and just started making friends after class 8. Before that I was a very shy kid. I did not used to speak in class. I just didn't speak at all in school or even in the bus. Like, very little words would come out of my mouth. I was just like that quiet kid who was almost invisible, to be very honest. But in class 8 that kind of slowly shifted, and I started talking to people, I started meeting new people, and I made friends. Right, so the particular friends that I want to talk about who were really toxic for me, I met them when I was in class 9, I guess. So class 9, class 10 I became friends with them, and like we met through a common group, and then we got close. Like, a bunch of us got really close and everything. So I'll just tell you guys a few incidents that happened and how they made me feel personally. In this video I really just want to talk about what I felt and what I went through, because it's not about them, it's about how they affected me. Now, and also, I don't mean to say that they are bad people, because they might be toxic for me, they are great friends for others, but they were just not right for me. They were really toxic for me, and I realized that way later, till I met actual real and good friends who were actually there for me and who actually understood me. This included in class 11 I met one of my best friends, Tanisha, and my two other best friends that I met in college, Varnika and Ayushi. All three of them who are amazing people, and they kind of helped me come to terms with who I am and accept who I am. I worked on my own self-confidence, but these people were the support and the pillar that helped me build that self-confidence. So if you're watching this, I love you and I miss you guys. So starting off with, when I became friends with them, they would call me a lot, they would call me up a lot, they would talk to me, and they would share their problems a lot with me, and I used to try and be there for them, try and give them solutions. Whatever little I could do, I tried doing that for them. But when the time came when I needed someone, they just weren't there. And it's not like I did not try. I did try talking about it. I did try telling them that I didn't feel right, that I felt a little just not felt right, but it was always met with, it's just a phase, you'll be fine and everything. So I stopped sharing my things, because whenever I tried to share it, it was never met with the same kind of compassion or love or even warmth that I would expect from a friend, because they just didn't listen to me. They didn't even listen to the whole thing. They would cut me off and start talking about their own issues, and I'd be like, okay, like then I could not do anything else. I would just shut up. Then I was like, okay, fine, like okay, we will not talk about my life. That's fine with me. They also used to do this thing where if I confided in them about something, maybe told them a secret, they would go ahead and tell it to other people. I don't know if that was an intentional thing, or I don't know, or even if they did not speak up outright, like they would not say the whole thing, but they would hint towards it, or just create a situation where I was forced to say something, or they would mention it in front of other people where I was not comfortable sharing my things, because I mean, it's my personal life. I don't want to tell it to everyone. Maybe I told it to one friend, and then it was always met with, "Arey, I didn't realize it was a secret," or, I didn't know that you are not close with that people. Like, it does not matter. Now, these were like a few examples of the little things that they did. These were the small little things that they kept doing, because of which I started in general not trusting people. Like, even with my friends, even if I have immense love for someone, I could not just trust them with my life, or just I could not share what I have in my mind. Like if this happened in college when I met my actual good friends, it took me about 1.5 years to trust them, to even tell them something. And when I finally started telling them, even then it was a very hard deal for me to actually say it. Like, if I'm not feeling okay, it was super hard for me to just text my friend that, what, I'm feeling a little low. Jabki it's a very simple thing, and these people, like the people I'm talking about in college, they were very warm and they were very loving, and I knew I could trust them. But still, because of my past experience, it always stopped me from sharing whatever I was going through, and I always felt like, what, they don't want to listen to it. That is what happened with me. I started being I basically closed myself to friendships in general. I stopped trusting people for friendships. I don't mean to say I did not have fun. I had fun. I used to hang out. But when it comes to a real friend, someone who is there for you, it took me a very long time to trust someone and actually open up to someone and just be like, what, this is me. Coming to what else, how else these people affected me was whenever I was happy. So I was always ridiculed about being myself. So back in class 9, then my self-confidence wasn't very good, okay, but still I was always made fun of. They used to make fun of who I was, the things that I like, the friends that I have. So as I said, like in class 11 I met Tanisha. So when I started getting close to her, they used to make fun of that why are you being so close to that person. And I was just like, I was a huge Ranveer Singh fan. That was made fun of. And okay, maybe I get it that it was done in a good spirit and it was just humor. Back then I always thought that maybe I am doing something wrong, because maybe I should not enjoy it. And not only that, I was also like, the point is, so back in school I never got really good grades, I never got good marks, but I never thought I was dumb or not intelligent. I never felt that. I thought I was smart enough. It just did not translate into marks. But now this is one of the lowest thing that I feel any friend can do. How much marks I got, I was made fun of. I was made fun of for that, because oh my god, this was such an easy paper, why didn't you get this? Matlab, itna kam kyun mila hai? And I would just be like speechless. I don't know. So whoever I was, constantly, like every day, by these little jokes, my identity was ridiculed, and because of that I had like a kind of a, my sense of self got really demoted, and I was just confused that who am I, because why are people making fun of who I am? And because I was not confident in who I was, so whatever these random people were saying, like these friends were saying to me, it used to affect me. So while I was in school with these people and my self-confidence in school was shattering, at the same time there was something going on in my life, and I could not really share it with anyone, and I just was very alone at that time. And that's probably why these people affected me so much, because they were kind of the people I was looking for some warmth or understanding, and I was never met with that. I've had this trust that when I would need, they would also be there for me, which was definitely not the case. Whatever, like, they would not even hear my issues, so forget about understanding and consoling or advising me. They would just not hear anything from my side either. There were like two main incidents where I really felt like, okay, fine, I need to distance myself, like detach myself from them and just distance myself. So I'm just going to talk about that. So the first is not the first one is not a very heavy incident. It's a little light one. So basically there was a fight among friends. I was not directly involved, but at that time this one particular friend started paying a lot of attention to me, and we would talk every day and call, and just platonic friendship, proper nice friendship. And I kind of became the go-to person for that friend. And once things got sorted with his other friend, not even like in 1 week or something, from the same day I just was neglected. He stopped calling me, or just meeting me, texting me, anything. I was just like a second option maybe, or a, when she is not there then I would be there. That made me feel very bad, because I did not feel that I should be treated like a second option or something like that. So that's when I really realized that I'm just not important enough for them. So that's fine, like, just okay. The second incident is actually quite a heartbreaking one, to be very honest, like for me. This was when so basically this was in class 12. So by class 12 my own issues were quite, like, they were kind of sorted, and I was much better, like I was in a much better place. I also had another friend, Tanisha, who was really the biggest support that I could ask for. So I did not need their friendship, but because they were part of my school, like they were my school group, so I used to hang out with them a lot. So obviously if they are doing certain things, it would affect me. So basically what happened, I'm just gonna talk about the incident, and this was one of the most heartbreaking things, because I could not believe that, like, a friend could behave in this way if they really cared about me. I just could not believe that. So when I was in class 12, about 1 month before my midterm examinations, which fall around August, so June, July, my grandmother fell sick and she was admitted to a hospital, and the hospital was like 10-15 minutes from my school. My routine after school was, after the bell, after school I used to, like, we all used to go together, just enjoy, have fun, talk, eat some puchka, just enjoy ourselves. Like, the whole group, we would just goof around and have a lot of fun, laugh around, make jokes, do all of that. Right? That is what we used to do. That was our after school routine. But obviously when my grandmother was in the hospital, I could not stay back to do all this. I obviously could not. I used to go directly from, as soon as the bell would ring, I would leave for the hospital and I would go. Now this one particular day, I guess I had gone for 2-3 days in a row, and obviously they knew about it. It's not like I did not tell them. They knew exactly, they exactly knew what was happening, what had happened. After 2-3 days in a row, one day when I said that I'm leaving, so I would inform them, and then I would leave. So when I went to inform them that I'm leaving, they kind of picked up a fight with me, that ऐसा क्या है, आज वेट कर ले, पुचका खा के फिर निकल जाना है. And I was like, okay fine, तो चल रहे हैं तो अभी चलो, because I need to reach, because there was some visiting hours का issue. So I was like, नहीं, 10-15 मिनट बाद चलते हैं, अभी भीड़ होगा, ये होगा, वो होगा. तो I said, then I cannot wait, then I need to leave. And so they picked up a fight with me because of this, that I don't give them enough time. I told them that, see, I have to go, it's not an option for me, I really have to go. And in that moment they did not understand it. They did not talk nicely to me, they did not bid me, nothing. The behavior was very rude to me. But anyway, I left, I went to the hospital, end of story. And I thought, after I'm gone, so I was expecting that either the next day or sham ko message karke they would probably apologize to me about it. But one of them actually did text me, but they continued on the fight, like they continued on the argument, that why don't you spend enough time with me. And I was just like, are you realizing what, like, where I am, what I'm going through, anything? No, you're not realizing anything. And at that moment I was very crushed, to be very honest. I was just like, No friend who cares about me is going to do this, okay? Like, there's not 1 ounce of compassion for me, which was quite ridiculous. And something continued with the same time frame. Was so within 1 month, my dadi passed away, and we so I because so the it happened on the first day of my exams, of my midterm exams. I missed my first exam because of that. Now I was like it in the evening, when everyone probably returned from school, and while everything was happening, I received numerous calls and messages asking if I'm okay. And then I had told one of my friends that what had happened, so she told it to them. I did not receive one message or call or anything from these people, because I don't know why. After I think 2-3 days, I received a message from them. Then I had kind of realized that they're not really worth it, and I was almost at the end of my school year, uh, end of my school life actually. So I just thought that what, after school I would just forget about it. So I really started detaching myself from them and all of that. And I personally did not think I would be in touch with these people after school, but I ended up being in touch with these people. Now the point is that after, when I was in college, because I was not meeting them every day, I was just meeting them over the holidays or something. I genuinely had thought that we all have grown up and we all have become mature now, and whatever had happened in the past, it was probably just immature decisions that we have all made, right? Like, all of us have. But when I met them again, after all of our colleges had started, after all of us had kind of seen life, I realized that they had not changed at all. Especially like this one person, she was constantly body shaming me and another friend of mine. And I know at that moment I should have probably spoken up, but I don't know why I was complacent to that. I was body shamed about it. I was also told, because I was not seeing anyone, so I was also told that if I lose some weight, then there will be a line of guys waiting for me. And I was just like, I don't want such guys. That's absurd. I still from time to time do hang out with them. When they approach me or talk to me, text me, I do talk to them, but their toxicity has not ended at all. Even now when I meet them, the way they talk to me, the way they behave with me, I feel very inferior. I feel very uncomfortable with them. And that's not something you should feel with your friends. With your friends, you're supposed to feel like you're home. That's what I've seen. And I honestly, from my personal experience, still I actually found good friends. I did not even realize what these people were doing wrong. I thought just that's how friends are in general. And I personally am an extrovert, but actually, because of these experiences, I distance myself from people in general. I was like, what, I'm not into people at all. I just don't like people, which was not true at all. I love talking to new people. I love making connections. And I actually realized that there are certain things that are very common in toxic friends, in toxic people who are toxic for you, and just in toxic friends in general. And I thought I would just say all those points here, kind of in the hope that if you identify with these points, if you think that, if you feel like there are certain people, when you hear these points, you feel like, what, that person does all this to me, like makes me feel this way, then I would really suggest you to kind of distance and detach yourself and kind of remove them from your life, because trust me, it would make you so much more happier. So the number one thing that toxic friends do is make you feel inferior. Okay, I constantly, for years, even today, I always feel like I'm not good enough for these people. I'm just like inferior. I'm not smart enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not good looking enough. I'm not funny enough. And these things are ridiculous. Even today, when I have quite a high self-confidence, to be very honest, with these people, I just like it. I need to make sure that I don't have too much makeup on, or I have I'm not too without makeup. I need to look like a perfect balance somewhere, so that these people just don't make fun of me or something like that, which is ridiculous. Okay, but I even today, if I know if I'm going to meet these people, I will feel really inferior with them. The next thing that really happens with toxic friends is you never feel comfortable. You are never comfortable with who you are. You will never feel like you belong here. I constantly felt like I did not belong here. I constantly felt like, what, this is just, I, I would not fit in with these people, and earlier I would spend like a lot of time and energy into trying to fit in with these people. But as I grew up, I realized that I don't need to fit in with these people. The next thing that I've seen with toxic people is they will constantly, okay, they will constantly shut you off. If you're trying to speak, you'll be cut off. If you're trying to say something, you'll be cut off. Whatever you're trying to do, their talk will always become more important, and they will kind of never let you speak. And the biggest thing is, if you ever try to talk to these people about this, ki ye hua, so kind of there's a distance, let's talk about it, let's sort something out, it will never happen, because their point will always become that somehow it was your fault. So end story unke hisab se hai, it was your fault. And when you try to say your point of view, they will either just shut you down and be like, you know, that's not how it was, you are misinterpreting, misunderstanding all of that. या फिर it will just, they will just be like, अरे वो सब पुरानी बात है, छोड़ो. So उनका पूरा भड़ास निकल गया तुम पे, but तुम्हारा जो साइड था वो कोई सुनेगा भी नहीं. This is such a classic trait. I've seen it happen so many times with so many people. So if you are friends with someone and they do this, nikal lo. Another thing that I've really seen in toxic friends is that they are constantly, they are never happy for you, okay? Like, they're really never happy for you. They will never support you, or they will never be happy in your happiness. Maybe later, when you have already done good in your life and you've started achieving success and all of that, then they might be happy for you. But at the start, when you're starting, they are never going to be happy for you or just supportive of you. They will always meet you with negativity when you're trying to start off and stuff like that. So that is why I'm saying this, that if you have toxic friends, then please do distance yourself from them, because after you have done that, you will grow and like you will actually realize the kind of potential that you had, you know. And it's very important for us that the people that we have around us, they should be good people. They should be the kind of people who are, they should just be good people, and they should help you and nurture you to become the best version of yourself. That's what really happens when you have good friends. But not all friends are good, obviously, and of course we make a lot of mistakes when we are kids and everything. So I'm not saying that we should hold grudges against these people, but just not be a close friend to them anymore, because I don't feel that they deserve it anymore. So yeah, this was my story, my experience with toxic friends. If you related to this video, if you thought that you also had toxic friends, I really hope that you are not friends with these people anymore. If you still are, then I would really suggest and request that you kind of leave these people if you can, if you are in that position. Nahi to at least try and kind of distance yourself with them, because they do not deserve the privilege to be your friend, okay? It's as simple as that. And believe me, there are other friends, other people who are nice, who are good, who are waiting for you. So don't worry at all. If anyone's watching this and have been a toxic person in your life, then I'm really sorry about that. And if you can, then please let me know how and when I have done that, because I would really like to learn and grow from that. So please do let me know. If you don't feel like talking to me, then I just want to apologize for that, because maybe I've done certain things which were toxic and I did not realize it back then. So this was the first video in the series, Let's Get Real. If you liked it, then please do give it a thumbs up. Drop in the comments and let me know if you liked the video or not. And in general, have you ever experienced toxic friends?